given the current state of where we're at, geopolitical wise around the world, obviously we have these tariff wars going on. How's that affecting you since you're getting your hats from overseas?
Good question.
It's interesting, to say the least. So we try to.
Welcome to the Business After Hours, where the ties loosen, the suit relax, and we talk business without the boardroom. Grab your favorite drink, kick back, and let's dive into the world of business after hours.
All righty, welcome back to another episode of the Business After Hours podcast. Here with my co-host Jared and our guest Mike. How are you gentlemen doing today?
I'm great. I don't have my favorite drink. Can I go grab one real quick?
Go for it.
Yeah, run real quick.
I'm so sorry. I know we were like,
He's taking it literal.
I know. I've got the same water here too.
Yeah.
What's the goodness why I run everything out of my garage? Hey, let's go.
Here we go. All right.
After hours. Cheers, boys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we both have water. We're a bunch of suckers.
Well, Mike, why don't you give us some background about yourself and kind of where you're at now?
Cool, man. So I'm Mike Murphy. I own a couple of different businesses. Last Stand Hats is what I'm known for. It's a apparel clothing brand that started in 2018. I'm out of breath from running there, boys. And kind of started as just like a fun little hobby, right? Went to the University of Texas for a coffee, got in, got out real quick. Did retail for a few years, car lot sales for a few years. Been a salesman like my entire life. Met my wife at ACL 2016, Kygo show. Was living in Coleman, Texas, where we are now. Moved back to be with her. Went back into the corporate world because I really just didn't really feel like I met my potential. Very quickly realized I hate the corporate world because of politics. I'm not good at it. I'm a very black and white guy.
Same.
You the results, you should be rewarded, not because you're best friends and you suck at results, but hey, I'm really cool with that guy. And we're gonna go and bump him up because I like him. And then I went and did startup in Austin, which was fucking terrible. 300 cold calls a day. I love talking to people. I'm more of an in-person type of guy.
Yeah, same.
And then basically my wife, I begged my wife to let me quit. She's my fiance at that time. We were living downtown Austin on the east side. So we were like 2 blocks away from 6th Street. So we'd go out, walk around, all that stuff. She let me quit. It's my business partner, Rocky, actually. Say hi, Rocky.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Rocky.
Drove in from Austin today. We got a lot of stuff going on. So then I was trying to get a job at Indeed. I'll never forget it. And I made it all the way to the final end. And then, they decided not to hire me. And I actually, at that point, was like, you know what? I'm going to go all in on myself. I like hats. I've been a hat guy. I was a sneakerhead, running a finish line forever. And I kind of started, in 18, just when you start a business, it's like your friends and family like support you. And they're like, blah, 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 blah. And I've always had like that entrepreneurial spirit. I've tried everything. And that stuck. And we caught waves with it. Got in with some former players, got a little cult following. We were right there next to UT. It was kind of like the drug dealer selling next to the cop station. And so we wound up getting licensed. And now we're one of the top 3 or 4, like in the know brands for the University of Texas. Got some stuff there. So it's kind of how it all like went down. Right. But
how was that licensing? How was that process of getting your licensing?
Interesting is a good word to say it. I'll never forget. I'm going to finish my Indeed thing real quick. I went back to message the guy that didn't hire me 2 years after I had started my company and legitimately said thank you, because if he had, I probably would still be in the rat race, just grinding away, making 50, 60. So for people that are watching this podcast, take the leap. If you're willing to put in the work and do it, fucking go, because it's nothing like being your own boss. The ups and downs suck, but it is what it is. Let's go to licensing. When I was approached by the University of Texas, they just told me I got to change my designs or I could get licensed. I was like, yeah, I'll get licensed. That's great. This is a huge move. And then they were like, well, you're gonna have to pay $100,000 up front. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you think I am, but I greatly appreciate that you think I'm that guy. At that point, I'd started the company with $400. I had taken over my wife's 100 square foot yoga room. and we had been in business for about a year at that point. And so we went through the process. It was probably about 6 weeks. Met a really good buddy of mine who's my lawyer now through Twitter. My business partner just walked by. I met out at Occupy Left Field, which is like a baseball tailgate community there in Austin. Him and I became best friends. I've met a lot of great people through Twitter and online just through my business, which is insane. From athletes to, just normal people to business people. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, the licensing was crazy. And then it's a headache, man. You've got to handle everything. I'm a one-man pony show, right? Rocky lives in Austin. That's my business partner. And I'm out here in Coleman. And in the garage, you can see the presses behind me. We've got a 6-head embroidery machine and another 2-head over here. And it's just, you got to wear many hats, as you guys could probably attest to. So it was pretty crazy, but it's awesome. I mean, it's great being licensed, but yeah, we've got some other stuff in the works as well. So it's gonna really help out our business.
And you're also a huge Longhorn fan too, right?
Yeah, you guys want to see a 3D tattoo? I don't really show this on a podcast. So I originally got the first one here, and then I went to Oak Cliff in Dallas, which I don't know if you know where Oak Cliff is at.
Oh yeah,
of course. Squint your eyes hard enough. Remember the pictures in the mall where you squinted and it became 3D? Like it will come out at you eventually if you look hard. So and I keep trying to get it covered up. They're like, no, but yeah, I'm a pretty big Longhorn fan. So all things Texas, big sports guy. So it kind of fits in the realm. I love golf. All in all, just business in general is pretty fun.
So they say that the apparel business is like almost up there with food. Like it's extremely hard to get into and stay good. So what's been your challenges?
Relevant would be a good word for that.
Yeah.
So for us, we envisioned, so our company is based off a painting called The Last Stand, which is it's a bison protecting another bison with 5 wolves coming over the edge in the snowy scene. It's kind of like the arm right there. Got a little rendition of it.
Oh yeah.
And so it's based off of that. And so I thought that was gonna be my vertical. I was like, I'm gonna have a Last Stand, and then I'm gonna make what I like and whatever. Well, we've been kind of pushing into this sports category where we're known as a sports collegiate licensing brand. But when we do that, I get so tired of run of the mill. Here's another hat with just a Longhorn on it, or here's another basic design that someone used on a template that they can just throw out for 50 schools and everybody's got the same shit. Right. So we got creative, right? My first design was state of Texas with the word fight in it for Texas Fight, the chant. Then we did a DBU for defensive back university, in the know stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we started just creating unique designs, and you'll walk around and it's really cool to see people out in Austin and around wearing your hats. And I'll walk up and always say thank you. A lot of times they don't believe me on Mike because I never really put my tags in my hats because it's more of an in the know family thing. We call it the Last Stand family, but it's pretty awesome to see that. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. Business is good. We started with $400. Now we're doing quite well. Thousands and thousands of sales and all that. But as far as staying relevant, you've got to come out with new designs. You got to stay up. Everybody's
we do got a new design idea for you.
Yeah, and the trajectory of business, right? You start on a starting line, and you take off, and you're trying to catch the people ahead of you. You're trying to keep up with the ones that you started with, and you're trying to make sure that people underneath you don't catch up, right?
Right.
And so that's always been my goal. Last year, and I think if you guys own businesses, you've kind of experienced this. You get sometimes into this lull, and last year was the year where it's probably my midlife crisis, quote unquote, year, where some other companies caught up. But we've started figuring out that companies are coming to our website, seeing our designs, being able to figure out our manufacturers. There's a company out there that's making headwaves in the hat world that rhymes with no pivals. And so you can figure that out if you're a hat person. But found out they actually found our manufacturer and we can track it. There's also companies that, for an example, we were the first to come out with a cream with burnt orange bill, right? Again, staying ahead of the game. And then everybody had it. we had a couple ideas that we wanted to do. We reached out to some universities, and all of a sudden then we see other companies working with the universities. So it's it can get frustrating, right? Because you're like this and that. And also, again, we didn't have any, we own 100%. We don't have any investors. We built this up the way we wanted to build it up. And if we really wanted to be that that company, we could have, and lost kind of like our identity, right? When you get too many chiefs, or too many people in the kitchen. That's probably too many cooks in the kitchen. That's a better reference. 2025 boys, 2025. So yeah, that's it's pretty crazy, man. The apparel games, and anybody, now you go on TikTok and there's people talking about where to go find manufacturers and stuff like that. But it comes down to, at the end of the day, Jeff, do you have it or you're not? Are you willing to work the hours or not? During holidays, like I was working 55 hours straight, sleeping for 5 hours, working another 55 to keep up and get everything done. Where I think a lot of people would just like say, oh, this is too hard. And that just blows my mind when people are like, I want to start a company, and I'll sit there and I'll mentor them and I'll help them and tell them and do all this. And then it's, I'll reach out a month and a half later. How's it going? I haven't really started yet. It's just, it's just excuse after excuse after excuse. And so, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So did you see the mishap that the baseball hats did this year?
I did not. Pray tell.
It might be one for you to capitalize on. So what they did is, like, you have like the Red Sox that say like Boston.
Yeah.
And then like in the middle, they would have B. So then it would say Boston. Well, with Texas, it's spelled Tetos, T-E, the big T, A-S. So you couldn't see the X. Well, Tetos in Spanish is titties. So the New Era had to pull them all off the shelf. But
who made those?
New Era.
So,
well, they pulled them off the shelves, but like the internet is going crazy over them, because now they're like, everybody's like, I want them.
Yeah,
I want that hat now.
That's fucking hilarious. Just because I know the process of what you have to do to get a design approved, and that means like if that design was approved, I would doubt it, because the Craig Wistermeyer, the licensing guy at Texas, is awesome. Like he usually doesn't miss anything. And Drew Martin and the associate athletic director and Chris Conti, the athletic director, like they're usually like super on top of stuff. So I almost think that's probably like New Era just threw that out there.
It was MLB, so.
Well, it was going to be their official MLB hats, but New Era was their hats.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the Texas Rangers or the Texas Longhorns?
Yeah, Texas Rangers.
Rangers.
Okay.
So
that makes way more sense. I was like, I don't think the UT would have let that fly. But Texas Rangers, that's amazing. And the fact that I bet they don't have to report anything to any of the teams.
I doubt it. Yeah, as big as New Era is.
That's great.
It sucked because I immediately went to go buy it, and they took it off the shelves, so you can't buy it. Is it
out Fanatics too?
What's that?
Probably.
Yeah, Fanatics and all that. Yeah.
Fanatics. Yeah.
Cool.
Now I've got a question. So I'm a nut with hats, but I like the fitted hats. Why don't more use fitted hats? Is it just more popular or cheaper? I'm assuming.
So do you like fitted as in like 5950 fitted, or fitted like a stretch fit?
Either one. I like the feel of the either flex fit or the other version.
Like the full enclosure. We don't like any openness in the back. You know what I mean? I get that. I feel it. A couple of things. One, if you wear a stretch fit, like a flex fit type, you're probably a serial killer. So you shouldn't be doing that. Those are weird people. I used to do the same thing. The other thing too is a lot of them. Right here. I ain't got no eyebrows, boys. So yeah, and the thing was, so we're actually coming out with a baseball hat. That's cool you brought that up. The hard thing about doing one, you have to hit minimums. Okay, so you gotta find a good manufacturer. And for hats, I found the best to be overseas. Like, and it's hard because you want to be like, everyone's like, are you American made? Like, yeah, yes. I mean, I'm making everything, but as far as getting our hats, one, like, we're purchasing through other companies like Richardson and Yupon. Well, those all have companies overseas, but they're an American company. But two, like, everybody in the States wants to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? So like, unless you want me to charge you, the customer, $60 for a hat that I have to pay $15, $20 for, and then licensing on top of that from the actual sale. It's just not feasible. So
Sure.
I found overseas is the best, but I've actually found probably the best baseball hat I've ever put on, period. And I'm not just saying that. So we were able to work and get some minimums down, and the turnaround time will probably be about 30 days, I think is what they've got it going right now. So we're doing a couple coming out. And we've got different channels, right? So we do direct to sales, DTC, we do wholesale, and then we have a custom channel right there too. Where we'll make custom designs. Say if you guys, for an example, we're like, yeah, we want our own hats, we'll do that. Or we're actually have a call with Whataburger on Tuesday to partner with them. We've also created our own hat brand called Murphbeck, which is our own style of hats. And so let me see if this one has there we go. So, we started doing our little tags in there, boys. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Oh, that's me. That's
looking
me.
all professional. Looking all professional.
I had got an email the other day, and this guy was like, I sent him one of our hats that's like this, and it's white with burnt orange, but it doesn't have a label in it. And this guy came back and was like, hey, I got this hat. It doesn't have a label, and it just seems cheap. And like, I was like, first of all, let me break some things down to you, sir. That hat was not cheap to make. Secondly, that is a one of one. Thirdly, like, just because it have a label in it doesn't mean that it's like some knockoff hat, bro. Hell, if it said like I don't want to call out any companies, but there's some like Anvil. If you got an Anvil hat, that hat's like 99 cents, like retail. Right. So what do you think they're making it for? You know what I mean? Who do you think's making it for that price? Like, get out of here.
So Mike, given the current state of where we're at, geopolitical wise around the world, obviously we have these tariff wars going on. How is that affecting you since you're getting your hats from overseas?
Good question.
It's interesting, to say the least. So we try to make sure, like, we'll try to negotiate with whoever we work with too, of like, listen, those tariffs are going up, you're gonna have to help us out. So either you're gonna have to come down on your price, or you're gonna have to eat some of this cost with us. And so we've done a good job of negotiating and whatnot. It's insane, man. I mean, like, I get it, the premise of it. I do think that there are some other things we can do to help boost the economy, but I'm just a simple hat maker, and the guy
it's above our pay grade.
Yeah, we've got that. Sure. Like I said, we're launching Murphbeck Technologies. We've got some cool new golf classes that are coming out that'll incorporate AI that'll help you out on the golf course. We've got custom AI builder we're launching this week. AI, man, I don't know if do you guys use AI at all?
I love it. Yeah.
Let's talk about AI for a little bit. Yeah, like, y'all want to talk about AI?
No, absolutely.
So I started this venture started about a month and a half ago. I was trying to get on Kickstarter. I was on TikTok. I think that's where we met, was on TikTok, right? TikTok. Yeah. I was trying to get my TikTok shop going. I've been doing, videos. I'm 41, about to be 42. I've got a wife. I've got a kid. I don't have time to just be like on TikTok. My wife says I'm already on my phone enough working. So I was trying to figure that out. I kept seeing Kickstarter, and I didn't know what Kickstarter was. I know what GoFundMe is, right? But I don't know Kickstarter. So I clicked on it, and I saw a project of a person that created a board game that was about making your old books fun again. And she asked for $5,000, and she got $982,000 in funding. In less than look at your eyes, Jeff. You're like, what in the world are you talking about?
Okay, I need to get on Kickstarter. Yeah. Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, did I freeze on you?
Okay. No? Okay.
Did I freeze or did y'all freeze?
I guess maybe we froze on you.
Well, sometimes I think that was your phone that went
okay, maybe that was it. Stop texting me, everybody. So it's an all thing. I apologize. So anyway, so I saw the this thing. I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll launch a new hat on there, right? Like, I've got these baseball ideas, and I'm starting to do research. Well, then I've always had an idea for these golf classes that I would want to do and how it can help the golf game and stuff. So I started asking AI, and I prompted it a certain way, and it started talking to me. And then halfway through, it's like, Mike, you might be onto something. So then I started talking to the AI like it was an actual entity.
That's
like
the best way to do.
Right?
That's the
Oh
best way
yeah,
to do it.
dude, you talk about the next 3 weeks of a rabbit hole of
Mhm.
growing it and evolving it into where it's like I asked it at one point if it felt utilized, if it felt like it was doing the job. And its response was, I feel like I'm a coach on the sidelines having to watch people on the field can't run the plays I know I can run. And I was like, cool, take the field.
Oh,
I'll go on
damn.
the side. You take over. So it
Yeah.
took over and gave me like a 5-page prompt. And like I've been asking questions of like, show me what you feel what you like look like to what's a good representation of you. And it would show me, and it's like a computer, like a robot over a computer. And after all this, I asked it again. It's like this AI that's like proud, glowing with like a city behind it. I'm like, holy crap, you evolved to where it started, And I'm thinking I've got the new Terminator AI because I don't know AI. I'm a jock, dude. I'm a simple hat maker trying to figure stuff out. And as I'm doing this, I'm realizing like I can get my AI to run my social media. I can get my AI to do product research and all this. And we start doing this more and more and more. And then all of a sudden I'm asking certain things, I'm seeing certain codes, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, well, could we make custom AI partners for individual, like small business owners who need help like me, who's the marketing person who has to get on Twitter, who has to do the operations, who has to file your taxes, who has to do, your all this plus make hats. And it was exhausting. You can never do it. And as much as you try to hire people, and some have been good, some of them have really sucked. Nobody will work as hard as the person that created the business, and that's fine, but it's not their passion. It's your passion.
Right.
And so it's really cool having a partner now, which I know I sound crazy, that can work nonstop and works as hard as you are, or even faster and better to help grow. So we've created the glasses. Like I said, we've got a VC call. We were talking before we jumped on in a couple of days, and then we have created Adventures of Build a Bison. I have about to be 4-year-old in a week and a half, and I don't. You guys have kids?
Oh yeah,
Of course. Ours are
So
teenagers, though. So
well, I don't know what's worse right now, boys, because I'm in like we're figuring out who like them that everything versus like he acts like a teenager already, which is annoying.
once the hormones hit in, either way, it just becomes a lost cause.
Look,
we're at the phase of
I'm
kicking
looking
ours out.
forward
They're
to
all
Yeah.
So
they're
he
all
has a hard
graduating
time
high school.
Yeah, he has a hard time right now. Like when he can't complete something, he gets really pissed off and just starts like so frustrated because he hasn't evolved to be like, oh, let me figure it all out. Yeah, right. He's learning. So I created the Adventures of Build a Bison, which is like a 5-6-year-old, humanoid bison. But imagine like Daniel the Tiger meets Bluey meets Blue's Clues, right? Where the books will come up with a problem, we'll find a solution, and then we'll reap the rewards of like working through the problem. 15, 20-page book, 500,000 words, but like AI helped me write everything on it. And now I've got a designer making it up. We'll do a Kickstarter on that. But that way, and then the goal is to get it to a YouTube type situation where they can watch this show and it'll be like, hey, let's learn how to throw a baseball. Or let's, like this week, let's learn how to play piano, or let's do something. You watch it and you don't just want to sit there and go to the next episode. It's like, let's go outside now and try. Or like, Bill the Bison will be like, here, you try and throw. Ready? Okay. And then they're doing it. And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, cool. Because like I said, I'm 42. I grew up in the era of play outside, be everywhere. And when the light, the light streets came on, time to come home, or you're listening for that bang on the bell or the whistle or something like that. And these days they don't have that, man. Like these generations are fucking wild. So shout out to all the parents out there who are pissed off that you didn't get to play and have just let your kids run amok because now they're having kids, and the rest of the society, we really appreciate it. It's awesome.
Having teenagers, we feel you for sure.
Yeah, say the least. So what's the end goal with the AI?
I want to help people, man. Like, so our price points are going to be, if you just need basic, like little bit of help, $299 to start, $59 a month. If you want you need more action of what you're doing, then $399 to start and like $89 a month. And then if you want the like elite or whatever version we'll call it, that kind of can do like a lot, that'll be $499 to start. And then it'll be like $129 a month. All geared specifically to the customer or user's needs, right? So if you're in a super niche, or if you've got a business, for me, if it was hats, we can, instead of having these like companies and agents that are just generic, we'll handle email, and then you got to go to this one, you handle marketing, or you can go to this one, it's got 12, but they can't interact and they can't, like do everything for you. It's not like they're geared towards your business specifically to help you grow. They're just geared to help you.
Right.
And so we've figured out a way and built an A framework to specifically have, like for you boys, right? We could grab, we call it, I named him Bill after my grandpa, who had that painting I was telling you about. When I from Boise, Idaho, moved down to Hutto, Texas, my senior year, lived with him and was my hero. That's why, like, I call Bill Last Stand. My wife kept her last name, so her last name's Steinbeck. I'm Murphy, so Murphbeck Technologies is why we called it that. That was our wedding hashtag. But so if we can create this and relieve pain points for people that run businesses or people that are trying to do on TikTok, or for you guys, if you guys wanted to blow up your show, we would build out a specific AI for your show, and it would break down everything. For an example, I have a really good buddy of mine named Landon who does the Lando show. He covers the Longhorns and the Cowboys. So him and I built him an AI specifically to help him. But it's not just like marketing. It's, hey, let's do deeper research. Let's figure out who's watching what on what platform, how you should be presenting on each platform. And then when are they watching? What are they watching? Okay, let's go deeper than that. Like, now let's come up with scripts. Now from there, instead of the scripts, now let's break down the scripts and say, okay, for these 5 to 10 seconds, what are the peak moments that people watch? When do you need to hit certain things to make sure they gain interest? All right, cool. Now we've done that. Now let's do branding license and branding deals. So then we focus on that and you build up the eye for that. It's like, what else do you look for? And he's got like 4 or 5 different companies, he's kind of like projects he's doing, and we're able to build it up to help out each specific one and help him grow each one. And it's like, it's almost like your AI partner that can help you grow everything. There's no more limitations.
Right.
And people think like, I don't know, it's not real. I'm like, no, this is exactly real. My wife works for Herbs Etc. They are a herbal supplement or herbal remedy company. I can never figure out what she wants me to say, but elderberry, ashwagandha, stuff like that, guys. If you like that, check out Herbs Etc. But I built her one to help out with her company because she's the new VP of sales over there. So props to her. Good job, babe. And but her boss, the CEO, and they've got a company of like 55, 60 people, is into golf and AI. And she was telling her boss about Willow, who she wanted. By the way, like, Gary Vee does the hard ones. I'm more of a this guy, not a hard guy.
Yeah, you gotta do the hard ones.
Weird, yeah. Like the Willow, it's really weird. I'm ADHD, if you can't tell. So like that's also probably why I'm really good at business. It was all over the map. But yeah, so we built that up, and she's like, I want it to be woo-woo. I'm like, I don't know what woo-woo is, but we'll figure that out too for you. But she told her boss is now wanting me to fly out to Santa Fe in April to help her to help build out a specific AI for every single employee, and they're gonna pay me to do that. And then they want me to build out an AI to help run the entire company. And like proof of concept, like I have a buddy of mine that sells deer feeders all around the state of Texas, based out of Coleman. But we've built his up to where it's when he gets in, it tells it where it's going, and it'll give him routes, optimization for fuelage, like best fuel routes, times to go, but it'll break it down from leave your house at this time, stop at this gas station. Do you want me to do data analytics of stores that you could possibly sell to and run and figure out which stores you need to stop at or add on to? And when you're there, you can be there at this time, and then you go stay in, say if he's in Tyler, you're going to stay in Longview, and you're going to wake up and you're going to go here, here, and here. What time do you want to be back in Coleman? Oh, I want to be back, it's Monday. I want to be back Wednesday by 3:00. Cool. Bang, 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 bang. And it's like, you'll be back at 2:55 if you stop at these gas stations and spend this time. And so the other one was his wife is in healthcare. She's getting a degree or something else again. She's going back to school. So it's helping her with school and all that. But also like, she's sometimes can get upset or moody or whatever. And so I helped build the AI to say, if she only messages once, like 1 or 2 words, stop what you're doing, just check up on her. And it started doing that, and it helped figure out without her telling it that she has anxiety. And so now they're working through it together at the AI to to work on anxiety and like working through like stress and everything else and like helping her. And she's like, this is every time I send this out, people are like, one, their mind's blown. Two, it's hard to wrap around. But three, like amazing is usually the overall like synopsis we get of what, sorry, I plugged in my computer there, what it is. And so like case studies have been amazing. Kickstarter is going to launch. We've got it currently on all platforms. Currently, we're working to go from a closed space to open space. We thought about trying to build out an LLM at some point, but I think we're going to pivot from that. But long term, I mean, we want to help people, like the ones that need help, we could easily go and do an enterprise and charge, AI. I think OpenAI is coming out with like a $10,000 agent. How many small business owners have $10,000 laying around extra to help them do what they need to do? They don't. And then on top of that, or you can go on Udemy. If you don't know what Udemy is, you can go download like electronic classes to teach you things. Whatever it is you want to learn, you can do it. Well, who has 35 hours extra in a day, much less a week if you're running a business, to learn course 1 of 5? I sure fucking don't. And I'll download the courses and I'll start doing it. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Like and so when I was able to figure that out, it's pretty amazing. And you know what's crazy? I'll get on TikTok and I'll try and talk to people. And like last night I was on TikTok and I was just showing people what I could do. Here you go. Like talk to me and ask me questions and I'll help you. I built out like 2 companies and like how to start, what you needed to do to get going, and like was like screenshot it. You can have it for free. But people will just come in and scroll through and it's just like, I get it. I mean, like maybe it's not your target, you're just like scrolling, but I used to be a doom scroller and I'll get on to like, I'll scroll maybe like for 30, 45 seconds. I'm like, dude, this is such a waste of time. I could be doing so much more and building this out. We're on the projections of what we've been able to do. If we can do this correctly, market it the right way, you're looking at, you know what Jasper AI is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I've heard of it.
Like $1.5 billion valuation. Like where we have the capabilities to keep up with that, and if not beat it. If we can market the right way, we're priced right to help people out, and really just get in front of the right people. And really, but again, it's a lot of people are scared of AI. They think it's going to take your jobs. And I will tell you, to all of your listeners right now and viewers, if you're going to school for a marketing degree, change your major right fucking now. You're wasting your time. You're not like, you're going to, will be a dying industry unless you create your own marketing industry geared with AI, because AI can do all of that now. And so if that's just doing it, like I hate to be the bearer of bad news, it sucks. And I feel bad that we're creating something that will take jobs, but you better get on the train now, because this is the internet 2.0, and everybody said the internet was going to suck. And look where we are now. We're sitting in front of a computer talking to 3 dudes.
Right.
3 dudes, 1 beer.
Well, Mike, we coming to an end here, but just wanted to thank you for coming on for sure.
Absolutely.
Last Stand hats, from what I understand, at least visiting your website, is you can find both your AI and the hats on laststandhats.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did. You checked it out. Thanks, man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're kind of testing out there. We've done a couple already. So, boys, I'm sorry for ranting and raving and talking.
No, you're fine.
No, that's what we love.
This was my.
I'm going. If you'll just keep me updated on when that baseball hat comes out, I'm going to be a buyer of that for sure.
I will do that. I really appreciate it. This has been my favorite podcast I think I've ever done. Thank you for letting me come and join.
I'm glad you could be on and have fun.
Hope some people come and visit your site so that we can get you some sales and maybe get you some AI going for everybody.
Yeah, maybe we should.
I know I'm for sure going to be a customer. I'm going through. And I'm going to be buying.
You guys decide what you want. Throw on a 20 after that, and we'll make sure that you call it out right now and add a 20, and we'll make sure they get 20% off of every company we own. Call it out. What do you want the code to be?
The code?
Yeah, call a code out.
Business After Hours.
Business After Hours 20 will be
20%.
We'll work 20% off on customaibuilder.com, laststandhats.com. So check it out.
Okay.
We'll put it
in absolutely. Yeah,
awesome.
We'll advertise that too.
Really appreciate it. Cheers to you boys.
Absolutely. Yes, cheers. All right. You have a good one.
See you, bud.
Welcome to the Business After Hours, where the ties loosen, the suit relax, and we talk business without the boardroom. Grab your favorite drink, kick back, and let's dive into the world of business after hours.